Alright, what's going on, everybody? The Air Max series is one of the most well-known sneaker lineup in the world amongst both sneakerheads and non-sneakerheads alike. There has been so many Air Max that had released since 1987, being the Air Max 1s. But if you were to ask your average sneakerhead what his favorite model is from the Air Max series, chances are that they will most likely choose from the following: the Air Max 1s, the Air Max 90s, the 95s, or the 97s. Recently, we can also add the Air Max Plus to the list due to its vibrant colors. Maybe the 270 if you're more of a trendy bloke, or perhaps the 720 if your favorite retail store is the Nike outlet. But rarely does anyone ever say the Air Max 98. That is, until the Supreme made a drop back in 2016, followed by the Gundam's re-release in 2018. And yet people still don't care about the 98s outside these two releases. And to that I say, man, you'd be missing out. For all you guys out there that had never owned a pair of 98s, I want to ask you something. Have you put your foot in one? Because I know I wouldn't have if they still had Bred 4s in my size. Legit, I was never interested in the 98s prior to owning my pair. But back in early 2019, I want to say, I went to Foot Locker too late and missed out on the Bred 4s releases. So I was just there, ended up chilling with the employees and just wanted to try these boys on for fun. I'ma tell you, man, I'm happier with this purchase more than if I was to have gotten the 4s. Cause these joints comfy, man. The moment my foot slept in, I knew I was buying these. The reason for me never taking interest in the Air Max 98 is frankly cause I wasn't a huge fan of the 97s. I just didn't find them comfortable. They hugged my toes way too much even after long hours of wear throughout the day. Not to mention they just feels hella stiff. So looking at the 98s before trying them on, like I know the upper is different, but the midsole still looks the same when you put them side by side. So therefore, I made the wrong assumption that they were going to feel similar. Nuh-uh. The 98s felt like it was designed 10 years after the 97. The difference was night and day. Just like the 97s, the 98s utilizes a full-length air unit on the midsole, but they feel different. There's more of a bounce to the 98, as well as it feels soft on your feet. As for the upper, the pair I have here utilizes what feels like a synthetic nubuck running on the mid area, but I actually have no idea what it is, along with these panels of synthetic leather laying on top of a mesh. The bread and butter with the upper though is what you don't see on the outside, because underneath it all feels very plush, but thin at the same time. It feels like a pillow. They remind me of the way I felt when I first tried on the Yeezy 700s. Of course, they are not as soft as the Yeezy 700s, because like, that sneaker is just out of this world. But it still gives me a similar vibe. The tongue is arguably one of the best feature on the sneaker though. It is so plush, like you know this tongue was designed with love when it first released. The heel area is also very thick with a lot of padding. You can go as hard as you want on these playing any sports. Even if you sprain your ankle, I guarantee you will not be getting any chafing or rubbing discomfort while doing so. Speaking of sport, I've been also trying to get back into running lately, and I have been using this pair to run for about a kilometer or two each session, and I do love them. But no sneaker is perfect, and now we have to talk about the cons of the 98s, which is the upper section of the lacing system right here. Specifically, this lace hole. I assume the purpose for this design is to keep your foot in check to prevent your sneakers from slipping off. But I feel they designed it too well, as I sometimes feel that, well, I sometimes can't feel my feet at all when I lace it too tight. This issue really comes when I wear thinner socks, but it's not an issue when I wear thicker ones on my runs. For casual wear, or perhaps your average gym sessions, this is not an issue at all, as you are not required to fully tie the sneaker. All in all, would I recommend running in them? That's a bit tricky, because I feel like there are better sneakers to run in than these. However, I won't really complain if these are my main running sneakers. I mean, if it's good enough to keep my paper shins happy, then it should be all good. But for casual wear or just walking long distances, that's where I feel confident in recommending the Air Max 98. They also fit very true to size. I wouldn't go half a size up or down. If you don't have the option to go true to size, I recommend either keep looking and wait for more to come to stock, or if you happen to be on this boat and is impatient, you might be able to get away with half a size up, but I definitely would not recommend going half a size down because these fit quite perfect in my opinion. So I've been talking a lot about the comfort of the sneaker. That's kind of why I made this video in the first place, because I'm just so surprised at, or rather still surprised at how comfortable this sneaker is. But I haven't really touched on the aesthetics, you know? And to that, well, it has a 360 3M panel, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Nah, on the real, it's a funky looking sneaker. Dependent on the color, such as mine, it reminds me of Alien pods, like Ridley Scott's Alien, and I love it. I love that nothing is symmetrical on this sneaker. The Nike Air branding is sideways on both the heel and the tongue, which gives it a unique look. The leather piece on the toe box also reminds me of a boomerang, and you know The Last Airbender is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. All in all, I think the weird shape of the sneaker is why this isn't on most people's top list of their favorite Air Maxes, but hey, I love it and it's on mine. If you guys see these on the shelves on your next trip to the mall or something and you've never tried them on, I would highly recommend at least just try them on in stores and see how you feel. The more 98s we buy, the more Nike's most likely going to make them. And I just don't think a lot of people realizes how good these sneakers are. With that, what you guys really think of the 98s? Because I just don't think this sneaker is getting the love that it deserves. Thank you for watching the video and have a great day.